Hello and welcome back to your Dubois County Humane Society for our Pet of the Week segment here on 18WJTS. Jared Atkins with Kelly Eckerle, and I have already fallen in love with this. This is Rosco.
This
Kelly.
is our sweet boy Rosco. Rosco's kind of our least favorite kind of intake. He was a return. So he was initially brought into our care. He was caught as a stray. He was kind of on the run. A lot of folks were watching him for a while. And some wonderful volunteers caught him, and he finally came to us. He was adopted into a home, but as they have gotten to know him, he just had some separation anxiety, and he wasn't really a great candidate for their home.
Right.
Was kind of stressed out being separated from them. So he can kind of be nervous around small children. Older kids would probably be great. His ideal home would probably be a nice retired person or someone that works from home or just has hours where somebody's home a lot. He loves his people and he just wants to be with them. So that's
He came right in here and right up to me and just said,
such a good dog.
He is. I've already fallen in love with this one.
Look at him.
Rosco, you're a good boy. His adoption fee, is it sponsored by
His
chance?
adoption fee is still $125.
$125.
That's always subject to change.
Okay.
And then we do have an empty the shelters coming up, so that will be reduced down to $50.
Right. I was gonna talk to you about that. But before we get to that, let's talk about what happened this week. A couple things happened this weekend.
We had a crazy busy week.
So I'm a board member for Locking Arms. So I was at Pride and I saw you guys were at Pride. How did that go?
Yes, amazing. Pride is such a good event for us. You know, there's so much foot traffic, and it was really hot. So
Oh
we,
God, it was
rotated dogs constantly.
so
Our
hot.
volunteers worked their tails off on Saturday, just very frequently rotating, so
Right.
nobody got too hot, but we were able to still have them there and meeting folks. So tons of potential adopters they were able to meet, just some really good socialization
Right.
for them. So we had a great time at Pride.
And then the main event, to borrow a wrestling term, went down
gosh.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
How was Paul Cave?
We also had volunteers doing the pet parade at the Celestine Street Fest.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Crazy. We had 3 things on Saturday. Just such a busy one. So we had that as well. That was great. And then the Pawcade was Saturday night finally, and it went phenomenally. Absolutely cannot thank Zach Ruber enough. He knocked it out of the park. He has been working his tail off on this, and preliminary numbers well over $2,000.
Which is awesome, because as you mentioned a couple weeks ago, you guys, with the not getting the funding and everything that's a good little shot in the arm for you guys that you desperately need.
These fundraisers take so much work. They are so much work, and he worked so hard on it, and it was so wonderful for us. For once, it wasn't an event that we had to organize on, someone did it for us. So we didn't have to be working on it for months, and we just got to, he had us manage the concessions, and he did the rest. He is awesome.
Shout out to Zach Ruber for all your hard work.
We can't sing his praises highly enough. He did such a great job. We're so grateful.
So getting back to that, it is officially July now. So the Bissell emptied the shelters.
Yes.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah. It is the same rates that we see on the previous event. So dog adoptions will be 50, cat adoptions will be 20. And there is an option to do a foster to adopt trial run within a window as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then of course, coming up in September is the 50-year.
We are so excited.
But before that, is there anything else going on between now and then?
Thank you for saying that. So now that this weekend we've had so much planning, we are full steam ahead into Strassenfest planning.
There you go.
We will have our Strassenfest booth again this year, selling ice cream sandwiches and Tall City pretzels, and really need volunteers to help us work our booth. So something about it. I mean, you have to have a lot of people in the booth, and it's several shifts. So we struggle to get those slots filled. So if you've ever wanted to volunteer for the shelter and love Strassenfest, call me.
Well, and I say it every week, Kelly, they can always use volunteers out here, not just here, but for these community events, especially like this past weekend when you had 3 events going on.
Yes. I mean, and we wouldn't have been able to be present at them with volunteers were at every single one. Volunteers did the Street Fest, volunteers did Pride, volunteers did the Pawcade. So literally we wouldn't have been able to do any of that without our volunteers. So
time for donation talk. I always make sure to what else, what's in need this week.
So still bleach.
Always
forever bleach. Still kitten supplies. We can't seem to get a big stash in that this time of year just because we have so many of them. Also, random air filters. I can get you the air filter sizes. You would not believe how many air filters we go through. It's actually a pretty big expense for us.
Yeah.
So our cat condos are amazing, and they have ventilation that goes out of the building. But that does a real number on our air filters. So
Right.
we spend a lot monthly on air filters, and we really love any donation on
Right.
air filters. So
And as always, guys, I say it every week because it's the truest thing. Dubois County Humane Society's Facebook page, one of the most active Facebook pages in all the county. They do their best to keep that updated multiple times a day. And as always, you can check the intake levels on everything because they keep the DuboisCountyHumane.org website open and updated all the time. Joey, just get a little tight. Look at this. Look at this little guy right here. He walked right in the room and just went right up to me. And I told Kelly right before we started rolling tape, I'm like, I think I fell in love because I need me a little fur buddy too.
pretty perfect.
He is
Easy to love.
perfect.
Yeah.
Rosco. Did we forget anything this week? I think we covered a
I
lot.
don't think so. Just after Strassen Fest going into our 50th
The 50.
anniversary.
That's going to be
so
a big event, right?
We're really excited about it. So, have really been working our tails off to
Right.
make sure it's something really incredible for folks to enjoy. So,
I think that's awesome.
We're still taking vendor sign up. So, if you have a small business or a side hustle doing crafts or whatever, our vendor fee is $40. It was originally going to be a little bit more, but we dropped it down to $40. So,
One other thing I wanted to ask you, I just thought about now. You guys, you launched the merch earlier this year.
Yeah.
And you said merch is doing good. Now for the 50th anniversary coming up, are you guys going to be having celebratory merch?
well, yeah. We're going to hone in. We did kind of a logo contest a couple months ago.
Right.
So, we're going to finally select one. We haven't yet. Our official logo for
Right.
the 50th, and then we will have merch available with that logo
Awesome.
on it.
Outstanding. And you guys, like I said, you guys can find all that stuff on their Facebook page as well as the DuboisCountyHumane.org website. And I think that's going to wrap it up this week for your Pet of the Week with Look at this little face. Look at this little face. So for Kelly Eckerle, I'm Jared Atkins. This has been your Pet of the Week here on 18WJTS. And back to the studio, your weather is next.